Hello friends, I welcome you all in our lecture series on subject internal combustion engine. Today we will be discussing about 4-stroke SI engine, that is spark ignition engine. In this lecture we will be covering the following points. The first point is the engine nomenclature. Further, we will be moving on towards the PV diagram of a SI engine, and in the last part we will be covering the wall timing diagram of SI engine. So let us start. Basically, what an SI engine is. SI engine is that engine in which a spark is required to ignite the mixture in the engine during the combustion process. So let us start with the first point. So basically, this is the engine nomenclature. So the first point is the bore, cylinder bore. In this particular bore, which is denoted by the small letter D, it is the nominal diameter of the working cylinder of the engine. And as I said, it is denoted by a small d. The next term is the piston area. So it is the area of the circle of diameter equal to the cylinder bore, and it is denoted by a capital letter A. So this is the area of the piston inside the cylinder. Moving towards next point, here the word comes the dead center. Basically what the dead center is, it is the position of the piston when it is about to change its direction. So we know that the piston is moving inside this particular cylinder up and down, and as it moves up and down, whenever it moves up and it changes about to change its direction, momentarily it can be assumed that it is stationary. So corresponding to this particular point, when it is stationary and it is about to change the direction, we call it as a dead center. So dead center can be on the upper side or the lower side. So correspondingly we have two dead center. One is a top dead center and another is a bottom dead center. So the top dead center corresponding to this point where the piston has moved up to its extreme, and the bottom dead center is when it is at the bottom. So the top dead center is the point where of the position of the piston when it is farthest away from the crankshaft, and the bottom dead center is the position of the piston when it is nearest to the crankshaft. The next term is stroke length. It is the nominal distance the piston is traveling between the two dead center, that is TDC and BDC. So the distance swept is what we call as stroke length. So the distance moved between the two dead center, we call it as stroke length. And when the piston is at TDC, that is top dead center, this particular volume is there. So this volume is called as clearance volume. So it is the nominal volume of the combustion chamber when the piston is at TDC, and we call it as clearance volume. And the nominal volume swept by the piston as it moves from one dead center to another dead center is called as swept volume. And together the swept volume and the clearance volume, we call it as total volume. The next term what we have is the compression ratio. The compression ratio is the ratio of total cylinder volume divided by the clearance volume. So it becomes Vs plus Vc divided by Vc. So this is the engine nomenclature. Now before going to next slide, here one term we need to discuss with respect to D and L. So when the diameter of the cylinder is equal to the stroke length, then it is called as a square engine. When this D is lesser than L, then it is called as under square engine. And when the D is greater than L, it is called as over square engine.